Hello and welcome to another Devotional Connection. Today I want to talk to you about obedience. It's something that I shared with my church in Maricopa Village yesterday, and I want to share it with you again today. The term obedience has been hijacked. For whatever reason, it has taken on a life of its own to mean something very, very negative. Taking away our joy, taking away our independence, taking away our fun, making us robots. Obedience has turned into something that is completely out of tune with what it was meant to be. Any team that you're on, any job you have, any place you go has rules. Some places you walk in and they say no shirt, no shoes, no service. Bottom line, if you aren't dressed a certain way, you can't come in. I have been to restaurants that require a suit jacket and tie. I don't go often, maybe twice in my entire life, but they require it to come in and dine there. Some places have rules on pants, shirts that you can wear. There's rules everywhere that we go. So why is it that when we are given the Ten Commandments by God, we act like it's such a hard thing to do? I was raised in a house that had rules. There's a certain way you will and will not talk to your parents in my house. To this day, it's yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am to my mom. It is amazing that that's still with me. I have friends and people around me who always ask me about that. I say it was drilled in me because there's a certain way you will address your parents. There's a certain tone in which you will address your parents. I couldn't just yell out "what" to my mother. I had to answer yes, ma'am, and then go see what she wanted. I didn't wait for her to come to me. When she called, I went to her. Kids in my neighborhood were told, because of rules that happened and things that happened long before I was born, to be in the house before the street lights came on. That was a rule of the house. You don't lie, you don't steal, you don't cheat in my house. Those were rules of the house. All of those things were designed to keep you safe. And one of the biggest rules was you act better outside of the house than you did inside the house, meaning that you better represent our family well outside of this home, because the rules that we followed identified us with our parents. Everybody knew that my mom and dad had rules and discipline in the house. And if you didn't abide by those rules, well, you face the consequences of it. It was a calling card of who you belong to. The Ten Commandments are no different. God has rules. The first four commandments are how you treat Him, and that includes the Sabbath. The next six are how we treat each other. And it's kind of interesting because if you want to talk about the next six commandments, if you want to be my friend, abide by those next six. Don't lie. Don't steal. Don't bear false witness. Don't try to covet what's mine. Don't think about it. Don't try to sleep with my spouse. And for goodness sake, don't try to murder me. And be respectful to your parents. Honor them. Because if you can't respect and honor your parents, I know that you can't respect and honor me. And I didn't say like them. I said honor. That's very different. God has rules that identify us as His children. And to break those rules puts us in a pocket, in a lane where we are like everybody else outside of His family. It's interesting that Jesus Christ was obedient in life, 100% obedient. Even to the grave, He was obedient. He cried out in the Garden of Gethsemane 3 times, "Father, if it be possible, please let this cup pass from me." But He ended with, "Nevertheless, not what I want, but what you want, Father, I'll do." And when the guards came to take Him, they fell back like dead men when He announced, "I am the one you're looking for." He could have called on the angel armies of heaven to come down and stop this, but He didn't. He was obedient even when He had the power to not be. And then they took Him and crucified Him. And He laid in the grave, obedient even on the Sabbath, resting. But early Sunday morning, when the angel came down and announced, "Your Father calls you," He was obedient not only to death, but He was obedient to life. Because the last thing that He taught us was that the laws of God are the laws of life. And to be obedient in life means that when we die, he still will call us, and I can't wait to obey and rise again. It's not a difficult concept to understand. God's laws identify us as his children. If you love me, keep my commandments. And if we mess up, he doesn't throw us out of the house. He takes us, picks us up, dusts us off, forgives us, and asks us to continue on being his child. Stay in the family. Obey. It protects us from an enemy who's out there trying to take us out, trying to isolate us, trying to get us when we're alone, when we're vulnerable. But those same laws that our parents gave us, those same laws that God gives us, keeps us safe and identifies us as his own. Blessings to you all. Talk to you again soon.